All right, welcome in, race fans. Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the Dirt Sprint Car Championship Series. The dirt track at Charlotte tonight for these guys. 410 sprint cars for you. 54 drivers checked in for tonight's event. Gonna have 5 heat races. Top 2 from each heat race gonna go straight to the feature race, and then we will find the rest of the field via the minor mains. A series of B mains where the top 2 from each one will transfer into the feature. These guys will be going to qualifying here pretty quick. And once they do that, we will be playing our national anthem. Welcome everybody in, guys. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Hope everybody enjoys the show. If you're anywhere but on the Facebook pages, please be sure to say hi in the chat. We can see you from anywhere. YouTube, Twitch, all of those. Right now it is time for our national anthem.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Johnny Reed Foley, for a wonderful national anthem there. As you can see, Kendall Tucker just took over the top spot. In qualifying, it's Tucker, Hauser, Hewitt, Smolders, Ryan, Rumsey, Brown, Ducharme, Semmelman, and Hanley in our top 10. These guys about ready to call it a session. Get ready for heat races here. 11 cars scheduled in our first heat race. Caution periods not turned on for the heat races. So if anything happens to these guys, they are going to be in the soup. Our starting grid looks like this. On the pole, the 00 of Kendall Tucker, and to his outside, going to be the 42 car of Dylan Hauser. Lewis Hewitt, the Australian assassin, inside of row number 2 with Alex Smolders on his outside. Tim Ryan, inside of row number 3, Logan Rumsey starts in the 6th position. Row 4 on the inside, Skylar Brown, and to his outside, the 25 car going to be Tyler Ducharme. Austin Semmelman making up the inside of row 5 with Kevin Hanley on his outside. And Chance Crum going to be starting inside all by his lonesome in row number 6. So everybody getting lined up here. Just waiting for that pace truck to roll off. First heat race of the night. Only the top 2 transfer guys. Don't forget that. Beat Tucker and Rumsey on our front row. I don't think our lineup card was correct. This does not look like the lineup that I read out. It's going to be Tucker and Rumsey in row 1, Schmidt and Moses in row 2, Thomas and Hannigan in row 3, Scott and Chevalier in row 4, Stolz and Ty Williams in row number 5, and Chance Crum by himself in row number 6. So, a little miscommunication between iRacing and the overlay system. We'll figure that out before we get too far into the night. Appreciate everybody being here. I only see people on Facebook in my live multi-chat, but if you're on YouTube or Twitch, say hi to us. It is time to go green. Tucker and Rumsey bringing us to it. Green flag in the air. Pretty good start by that front row. They're going to go down the backstretch with Tucker out in front, Rumsey running second. The battle's for third. You saw Schmidt get loose off the bottom on the inside of Moses right there. And now Jordan Moses into the third position. Trey Schmidt and Mason Hannigan making up the top 5. Remember, only the top 2 direct transfers. Everybody else going to have to work through a consolation race. Right now, Kendall Tucker making it look easy, half a second over Logan Rumsey. That's your second and final direct transfer car sitting right there, the 41 machine. These guys 5 laps to go that time by. Single file line. Looks like this track's still pretty heavy down at the bottom. Everybody running around the inside. That line will widen out as the night goes on. A little overcast. A lot of clouds in the sky today. Probably keep that moisture in the track for a good long time here. We're going to have 2 to go off turn number 4. It's still Tucker, Rumsey, Moses, Schmidt, and Justin Thomas, your top 5. We're watching second place. That's the transfer spot, and Moses can smell it. I just don't know if he can get there. Still just a little too tacky. Nobody able to make a move off of the line. White flag is in the air for Kendall Tucker. Off turn number 4, he picks up the win in heat race number 1, and he's going to take Logan Rumsey straight to the feature with him. Everybody else going to be looking at one of the B mains to try to work their way into the 20-car feature. Hello, Scott, or Scout My Goat, I guess is what it is. This is iRacing, sir. Yeah, that's not going to work. We're going to have to fix that. All right. We will get ready to get down here. We're going to have the 2-car of Dylan Hauser on the pole. To his outside, the 10-car is going to be Skylar Brown. 36 and Nathan Davis inside of row number 2. And James Edens going to be on his outside. The 19-car, Troy Weigeman inside of row number 3 with Jarrett Bolliard in the 35 on his outside. Chris Fisher back here in the 46 car inside row number 4 with Brady Baldwin in the number 7 car on his outside. Rylan Gray, the 06 car, makes up the inside of row number 5 with Hunter Pruitt in the 51 on his outside. And on the back row by himself, Mr. Billy Rowley pilots that number 79 machine. So again, 11 cars. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Stick around, watch the whole thing. Going to be a pretty good show. Some of the best pilots on the service in the 410 machines in here tonight. 3 world championship drivers in this field right now. As the pace truck makes the hard left, these guys are going to get ready to cut it loose and go green. Heat race number 2, Hauser and Brown on the front row. On the throttle, green flag in the air. We're racing. Hauser quickly to the front. Skylar Brown settled into second. He had a good challenge for just a moment right on that push bar. Nathan Davis, but now James Edens, the 52 machine, has worked his way right up against that push bar, and he is going to try to move down to the inside on the backstretch. Pick up position number 2. Not a slide job through 3 and 4. He couldn't get the right rear clear of that left front. Couldn't make that work, but he is going to continue to be persistent down there. Brown is going to work that higher line. Brown going to prevail. They're going to come around to 5 laps out of the 8 left in this one. It's still Hauser out in front. Brown and Edens giving chase. Dylan Hauser not having his way with the field the way Kendall Tucker did in heat race number 1. Skylar Brown, James Edens pushing him. They are closing the gap right here. Plenty of laps left, if these guys can continue to make up a half a car every lap. It's going to be a challenge when we get to the white flag. It is still Hauser, Brown, Edens, Nathan Davis is 4th, Troy Wagaman in the 5th spot. Our best battle on the track for 2nd and final position in the feature. These guys, top 2 transferring in. There goes Edens with the slide job through 3 and 4. He's got it this time. Brown not able to counter. And with the white flag in the air, Hauser now leads James Edens through turns 3 and 4 for the final time in the heat race. Edens a little wide. Hauser wins it. Edens transfers through. Brown, Davis, Bolliard, Rowley, Fisher, Baldwin, Gray, Wagaman, and Pruitt. Those boys will find their way through via B mains. On to heat race number 3 of 5. And on the pole, the Australian assassin in the 2 machine, going to be Lewis Hewitt. To his outside, going to be the 25 car of Tyler Ducharme. Jacob Fields, the 007 inside row 2, and on his outside, the 91, that's Ernie Williams. Row 3 on the inside, the 82 machine, Dustin Griffiths. Brennan Lacey on the outside, that's the 97 car. Bryce Lucius, the 32 machine, on the inside of row number 4. Dakota Kuhn, the 95 car, on his outside. And making up the back row on the inside, Stephen Calavoda in the 53 machine. The 17 on his outside, going to be Hunter McCoy. So 10 cars in this one, 8 more laps. Top 2 straight to the feature. Wow. Is that new smut magazine you're starting, Roxbury? Speed Secrets, the inside stuff. All right, lights off on the pace truck. We'll go green out of turn 4. Hewitt and Ducharme on our front row. All right. Heat 3 about to go green. They're on the throttle. The green flag's in the air. Quickly, Hewitt straight out to the front. With Ducharme trying to stay right there. He's going to work a couple of lanes higher, see if he can get the momentum run. He had it off of 4, but it equaled out before they could do the slide job in 1 and 2. Ernie Williams now has positioned himself into the 3rd position here, and he gets a slide job big time from Brendan Lacey. Lacey started deep in the field. He's already up battling for the top 3. Watching these guys at the front. They're going to get 5 to go this time by Hewitt, still in front of Ducharme. You see Lacey back here has gotten around Ernie Williams, and Jacob Fields is right behind them. That's your top 5. 4 to go. Still a good battle at the front, about 2 car lengths separating first and second. Ducharme trying to find some moisture, trying to find a run so he can put a move on the 2 car. Little out of shape in the center of turns 1 and 2, and that gives up some distance. Hewitt really wide off 4. Didn't give any of it back, though. 2 to go that time. Williams has gotten back around Lacey. Lacey has fallen all the way back into the 8th position. That car must have got way out of shape when we were away. Williams has got his hands full of Jacob Fields right now. We are on the final lap, and it's still Hewitt and Descharme 1-2. We'll watch these guys through 3 and 4. Descharme tried to cut low. He wasn't able to get there. Hewitt picks up the win. Descharme transferring through to the feature with him. Williams, Fields, Lucius, Calavoda, McCoy, Lacey, Kuhn, and Griffiths all headed for a consolation race. All right, 3 complete on to heat race number 4. On the pole, the 211 of Alex Smolders, and 2 is outside. It's going to be Austin Semmelman. Row 2 on the inside, Travis Oldfeld, the 38 machine, and on his outside, Brandon Steele in the 5 car. Vinny Sansone, the 80 machine, on the inside of row number 3. Been a long time since I've seen that orange machine on the track. Miles Jensen in the 67 machine on the outside of that. Row 4, Matt Henninger, the 97 car, up on the inside with Aiden Welch on his outside. Garrett Pepiot, the 47 machine, and the orange car on the inside of row number 5 with Blake Daniels in the 17 on his outside. And Roman Gephardt, the 29 car, on the back row by himself. So once again, 11 cars. See all the likes. Thank you, guys. Don't forget your likes, your shares, your follows. YouTube, Twitch, or on the Facebook channels. Appreciate every single one of you. 8 more laps. 2 more are going to transfer straight through. This heat and 1 more will get ready to start eliminating drivers. Pace Truck's going to make the hard left this time down the backstretch, and it's going to be Smolders and Semmelman preparing the front row to go green here out of turn number 4. Smolders on the throttle. Semmelman timed it pretty good. That 18 machine was right on the point with him. Right now, Alex Smolders leaves turn 2 with the lead, but here comes the slide job from Semmelman, and Semmelman throws it way out in front. And at the line, he had the lead momentarily, but Smolders goes right back by him. Looks like this is going to be slide job city for 8 laps, unless these two settle it out. And that time, Semmelman come up with a little bit of a shallow slider, but he couldn't hold off Smolders again. So Alex Smolders, Austin Semmelman, Travis. It's Brandon Steele and then Travis Oldfeld. Oldfeld on the top side, Sansone was on the inside. That's your top 5 right now. 5 laps to go, and another big, long slider from Semmelman. He's not able to hold it. Good job by Smolders countering each and every one of these. This time through 1 and 2, Semmelman settles in behind. He's going to try to run lower, see if he can do anything at all as Semmelman goes right to the bottom, but Smolders uses the high line and the momentum and stretches out the lead. Still Smolders, Semmelman, and now Brandon Steele in the 3rd position right there. They're going to see 2 to go, this time off turn number 4. Travis Oldfeld, Vinny Sansone battling 4th and 5th back here, and Oldfeld put it in the fence, and he is going to fall back just a little bit as he lost all of his momentum, but Alex Smolders sees the white flag first. Heat race number 4, Brandon Steele thought about a slide job, just wasn't close enough to make it work. And Alex Smolders is going to come off turn 4 to the checkered flags. He's going to win heat race 4, and he's going to take Austin Semmelman straight to the feature with him. Steele, Sansone, Oldfield, Welch, Pepiot, Daniels, Jensen, Gephardt, and Henninger. We'll see them in consolation races. All right, fifth and final heat race about to grid out on the front stretch. The 98 car, Tim Ryan on the pole to his outside. The Cadillac man, the 110. That's Kevin Hanley. Inside of row number 2, the 5K, Rusty Kruger on his outside. That's Stephen Golder in the 30. John Batista in the 54 machine inside row number 3 with the 4 car, Jason Randolph on his outside. Dalton England inside row number 5. It looks like the 49 car. And the 78 of Jack Clevenger on his outside. Chris Lloyd, the 28 machine, inside of row number 5 with Dov McNeely. And that's 695 on his outside. And on the back row in the 3 car, going to be Bradley Lamberson. So final heat race, 8 more laps. Top 2 going to make our top 10 filled out in the feature. And we will have 5 consolation races. We'll take the top 2 from each one of those. We'll come up with our 20 cars for the feature tonight. These guys will get a couple of minutes of practice, final tests and tunes before we put the feature out there. All right, pace truck is in. Green flag is imminent. Ryan and Hanley off the front row. Ryan's on the gas. Green flag's in the air, and he got a great jump. Hanley not quite as good, but he's going to be able to hang on to second. Goes to the top side, and Rusty Kruger looks for the slide job in 3 and 4. He didn't get it. Hanley still had the momentum. He nicks the wall now. He's going to fall back into the clutches of John Batista as Kruger has gotten by. There's contact all over the place right there. That allows Jason Randolph to slip into the 3rd spot. Batista right behind that. Part of the contact escaped it without a whole lot of momentum loss. But it is a gaggle right here from 3rd back to about 9th. Hanley back here fighting for his life. He's in the 7th spot. Now into the 6th spot. Tim Ryan, 1.5 seconds over Rusty Kruger. He is cruising around the top side. Kruger got a pretty good gap back to Randolph. Dalton England now making some noise. He moves into the 3rd position around Randolph. 3 laps to go. Tim Ryan gone. He is in another zip code already as he comes off turn number 4. Crosses the finish line, and Kruger about a full straightaway back with 2 to go. England is settled into 3rd. John Batista up to the 4th spot momentarily, and then Randolph went right back by him. But on the white flag lap, Tim Ryan through 3 and 4. He's going to pick up the win. He's going straight to the feature. And Rusty Kruger escaped all the mayhem. He's going to come home second. He's going into the feature. Everybody else, consolation races for you guys. Heat racing action is over. Our first of 4. I don't know how that's possible. But our first of 4 B mains. Top 2 from each one of these. It's going to be Jordan Moses, Dalton England on the front row. Vinny Sansone and Brian Lucius in row 2. Billy Rowley, Chance Crum, row 3. Jack Clevenger and Blake Daniels in row number 4. Dustin Griffiths and Troy Wagaman in row 5. And Zane Scott on the back row by himself. All right, these guys rolling off. Looks like we've got 10 of our scheduled 11. The 19 car of Troy Wagaman not making the call for this one. So 10 cars racing for 2 spots. Lights off on the pace truck. We're going to go green this time. Moses and England. Green flag in the first elimination race of the night is underway. 12 laps for these guys. Oh, and contact down the backstretch and a whole bunch of cars piled up. Lucius going to be able to drive through and come out of it. But right now, Jordan Moses and Vinny Sansone battling for the lead. Sansone on the inside made that car stick. He's got the lead away in 3 and 4 unless Moses gets a big run off the corner. And it was Vinny Sansone at the line. Sansone and Moses 1-2. Dustin Griffiths in third, giving chase. Here comes Zane Scott. Started dead last, up to 4th. 37 machine making tracks. He's coming forward. Still Sansone and Moses out in front. Zane Scott now around Dustin Griffiths into third. You can see the transfer spot ahead. More contact. Daniels just kept coming up the track, and he gets into the side of Dustin Griffiths, and Griffiths loses a bunch of positions over that. Watching Zane Scott try to track down Jordan Moses. Halfway home, B-main number 1. It's Sansone, then Moses, and then Scott. You can almost see that 242 car on the screen. That's your second place car, the black car. He is being run down. The 37 car started in the 11th position in the heat race. He is third, and he's going to be in here battling for second if the laps don't run down for him. But Vinny Sansone coming off turn number 4. He's going to see 4 laps to go. Still Jordan Moses running in the second spot. And now Zane Scott, big, long, drawn-out slide job, and he got it temporarily. He had it at the line, but we are back to sliders. With 3 laps to go, these two trading it back and forth. That's your final transfer spot. Sansone, 1.3 seconds in front of these guys with 2 to go. And now Zane Scott has put himself into one of those transfer spots. Sansone off turn 4. He sees the white flag one more time around for him. Zane Scott looks like he's comfortably into second. We'll watch the winner come off turn number 4. Sansone's going to the feature. And so is Zane Scott. And your first consolation race is in the books. We'll wait for this to wind itself out here. We'll get ready for our next lineup. Should be 11 more cars. It's going to be Skylar Brown and Trey Schmidt on the front row. John Batista and Travis Oldfield. Row number 2, Stephen Calavoda, Chris Fisher in row number 3. Justin Stoles and Chris Lloyd. Row number 4. Miles Jensen and Dakota Kuhn in row number 5. And Hunter Pruitt all the way by himself back there in row number 6. Looks like we may have a few cars not able to make the call for this second B main. Got about 9 out there right now of our scheduled 11 so far. No Dakota Kuhn, no Chris Lloyd. Yeah, Kevin, a good run for him. Good run for Zane. All right, 9 cars going to roll on for this one. Brown and Schmidt, 12 more laps. Only a couple get to transfer through. Once we get through the consolation races, they will have a short break while they get to final tests and tunes in before they get ready to go to the feature. Appreciate everybody being here, guys. Don't forget your likes, your shares, your follows. And don't forget, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, Dirt Slingers, Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Pro Series. They're going to be at Williams Grove Speedway there tomorrow night. Mike Peterson be in the booth on the call with you. Pace truck is in. B-main number 2 about to get underway. And the green flag is out. We are racing. Through turns 1 and 2, Brown got out in front of Schmidt. John Batista in the 3rd spot. Stephen Calavoda, Travis Oldfield right behind that. That's your top 5, and there's a car in the fence. Lands back on its wheels. Looks like maybe he's going to be able to keep going, but John Batista right across the push bar on the back of Trey Schmidt right there. These two enduring the best battle on the track, and I don't know, Oldfield put himself in a position now to take 3rd away. He's got it from Batista. Batista crossed him right back over. So Batista, with that great move, puts himself back in the battle with Schmidt. Oldfield fell back just a little bit off these guys. Meanwhile, Skylar Brown, 1 full second out in front, about half a set of corners. As Batista now going to see if there's anything on the bottom that'll help him get closer. Maybe make the move in here. Trying to get that second and final transfer position away from Schmidt. And he's right back on the bumper. Good move down to the inside. Might have it this time in 3 and 4. Slider up in front, little contact. Schmidt moved late, and that gives the second spot to John Batista. But a big slide job from Schmidt. Easily countered by Batista that time. Oldfield now going to put some pressure on Schmidt, and that may relieve the pressure from Batista. Schmidt has to concentrate on staying in front of the 38, and he couldn't do it right there. Travis Oldfield takes the spot. Put Oldfield into 3rd. Brown 1.8 seconds out in front of Batista. The battle for 3rd right here. Looks like it could be over. Oldfield now has settled into the 3rd spot. Brown 3 to go. Batista still running 2nd. Maybe the battle going to heat back up for 3rd here. Top 2 are pretty well comfortable out in front. 2 to go this time by. Pretty good slide job from Schmidt right there, and Oldfield pays him right back down 3 and 4. Does it a little bit too much. A little too much gust on that one, and he slid it right into the outside wall. So now on the final lap, Skylar Brown through turns 3 and 4. One more time, he's going to go to the feature. He picks up the win in B-main number 2, and John Batista going to come home 2nd. Trey Schmidt 3rd, Miles Jensen, and Travis Oldfield, your top 5. We'll get ready for the 3rd of 4 B-mains here. Ernie Williams and Nathan Davis on the front row, teammates. Justin Thomas and Jason Randolph in row number 2. Aiden Welch and Hunter McCoy, row number 3. Brady Baldwin and Ty Williams going to make up row 4. Bradley Lamberson and Roman Gephardt going to make up row number 5. And I don't believe Davin Cardwell is here. I don't think he even ran his heat race. So we'll have 10 cars in this one. A little bump and grind there. Justin Thomas giving Ernie Williams a good push start to get things going here. Third of our 4 B mains, 12 laps, top 2 to the feature. Everybody else, I believe, is done for the evening. They'll turn the lights off on the pace truck this time, and the next time we come off turn 4, Ernie Williams, Nathan Davis will bring us to the green. Yes, welcome to the chat there, guys. I see new people popping in. Likes, shares, follows. Don't be afraid to start a watch party or share us to a good page. Say hi in the chat. If you're over on YouTube or the Twitch channel, I can see your chat in my multi-chat. But we are ready to go green. B main number 3, 12 laps. Williams on the throttle. Davis right with him, and Justin Thomas timed that up perfectly. Oh, Williams was out of shape. It's going to be 3 wide down the backstretch. Everybody connected for a second right there. Justin Thomas might come out with the lead here. Looks like Ernie Williams squeezed by on the bottom, and he reclaims the top spot. Now the battle for second. Justin Thomas goes 2 for 1 down the backstretch. Big move for him, and he makes contact with Williams and puts Williams into the outside fence. It's Justin Thomas, Nathan Davis, Ernie Williams. And a fire might be lit in the driver's seat of that 91 car after that contact that put him in the outside wall. Williams making good tracks. Trying to get himself back into contention to go up there and challenge the 33 machine of Justin Thomas. Right now, Brady Baldwin putting some pressure on the 91 car, and he slides across the nose, checks him up. Wasn't able to hang on to it as Williams got right back by. It's still Thomas and Davis, 1-2. Ernie Williams in a good fight back here for third. Brady Baldwin, little flash there. A little net code issue for him, and he takes over third from Williams. I think Williams may be checked up due to that little bit of warp there to avoid that contact that he got right there. Halfway home, Justin Thomas still your leader. Nathan Davis in second, comfortably over third place, Ernie Williams. Hunter McCoy running in the 4th spot now. Brady Baldwin off the track. That warping may be giving him a whole lot of problems. See, he's taking that car into the infield. Still Thomas, then Davis, and Thomas way out in front of Davis. Davis way out in front of Williams. Ernie Williams, your leader for the first couple laps, and then a lot of contact between the front 3. And Williams was knocked all the way back to 4th at one point, and he is struggling to try to find speed. Car could be damaged. 3 to go that time. Justin Thomas over Nathan Davis. Bradley Lamberson in 6th. Hunter McCoy, 17 machine in the 5th spot. Roman Gephardt now in 5th. McCoy into 4th. Ernie Williams still in 3rd with 2 to go. But it has been Thomas and Davis out in front. And the white flag going to fly over the 33 machine one more time around, and he'll head for the feature race. And if Nathan Davis keeps all 4 wheels on the ground, it looks like he's going to transfer through as well. Thomas sees the checkered flag. He wins B main number 3. Nathan Davis 2nd. Ernie Williams in 3rd. Gephardt and Lamberson come home 4th and 5th. So 3 of the 4 consolation races are in the books. We'll get ready to head to our final B main. 12 cars scheduled for this one. Brandon Steele and Jacob Fields in row 1. Jarrett Bolliard, Mason Hannigan, row 2. Kevin Hanley, Garrett Pipiat, row 3. Brendan Lacey and Rylan Gray making up row 4. Row 5 will be Carter Chevalier and Stephen Golder. And then Matt Henninger and Dov McNeely in the back row. Looks like Gray and Henninger not in, so once again, 10 cars. 12 laps, final qualifying race of the night. We'll be ready for the warm-up session and our feature race. Caution laps will be on in the feature race, but the caution laps not counting during competition. New feature just implemented yesterday via the iRacing service. For the first time in 3 years, caution laps will not count. So the green coming out this time off of turn 4, Steele and Fields bringing us to it. Final B main of the night. Our field will be set. Middle of turn 4, Brendan Steele on the throttle and the green flag gonna wave. Steele jumped right to the front, and Jacob Fields comes off the top side like a rocket. He may make a slide job down here in 3 and 4, and he does. Him and Steele making contact. Jacob Fields couldn't even hang on to the lead that long. Mason Hannigan, the one machine, scoots by everybody from 4th position, and he took over the lead. On the top side, it's Steele, Hannigan, and Fields 1, 2. Here's Kevin Henley, the Cadillac man, right in the middle of it. Hannigan trying to use the momentum line on the top side. Fields right through the middle, and he's making it work. About half a car, and Kevin Henley just trying to find open space and clean air. Hanley went right to the bottom. Fields through the middle, and Hannigan staying married to the top side. He keeps the lead, but Hanley got around Fields that time. Now Hanley making a bid for the lead. Hannigan still up top. Hanley on the bottom has the lead. Kevin Hanley to the point. Jacob Fields went around the inside, and he had second for a moment. But Hannigan now sees the bottom. There's something down there, and he's going to go exploit it, try to make it back to the front, and it's a dead heat at the line. Oh, that time he found the implement tires on the inside. That gives Hanley breathing room. Lets Fields by and move Hannigan back to 3rd, and he's in the clutches of Jarrett Bolliard. Bolliard on the outside, the 35 machine. Trying to get in the battle for the transfer spots. Hanley half a second in front of Fields. 4 laps to go this time. Hannigan making a run back on the top side. Went back to where his bread is buttered. Not able to do it off turn 2. He's got great momentum through 3 and 4 off the top side. Just can't do it in 1 and 2. That car not ready for that. And he has to go back to the bottom side, but a big drive up the inside down the backstretch. He's got the spot. Deep into 3 and 4, put Hannigan into position number 2, and he closed the gap on Hanley. 2 laps to go. About a lap and a half now, and Jacob Fields fighting back on the inside. Hanley will see the white flag first. Hannigan clipped the wall lid on the high side, moved Jacob Fields into the transfer spot. On the white flag lap, here comes Hannigan one more time. He's going to make a run at it. It looks like Hanley's going to pick up the win. Who's going to come home second? Jacob Fields in second. Mason Hannigan third. Jarrett Bolliard and Brandon Steele rounding out the top 5. And the field is set for the feature. So a couple of minutes of warm-up. Give us a chance to do a little advertising. Great contributor to the Dirt Racing Network. All right. Quick pause for the cause there. Big shout out to Tim over at Tim Sims. Field is set. Our 30 lap feature. These guys have about 25 seconds of practice left. We're watching Jacob Fields out here. Tim Ryan, Skylar Brown, Lewis Hewitt, Alex Smolders. Little contact there. Probably won't see a ton of that in this feature. All these guys good to go, ready for the race. Practice session is over. We'll get ready to throw these cars out here. 30 laps will be on the board. It is time for the feature. 18 410 sprint cars for you. And on the pole is going to be the 00 of Kendall Tucker. To his outside, the 2 car, Dylan Hauser. Lewis Hewitt, the Australian assassin, on the inside of row 3 with Alex Smolders on his outside. Tim Ryan and Logan Rumsey inside out in row number 3. James Edens and Tyler Ducharme, row number 4. Row 5, Austin Simmelman, Rusty Kruger. The 6th row is Vinny Sansone and Skylar Brown. Justin Thomas and Kevin Hanley going to make up the 7th row. In the 8th row is going to be the 37 of Zane Scott. And on his outside, the 54 of John Batista. And on the back row, the 36 of Nathan Davis and the 007 of Jacob Fields. And that's your 18-car starting lineup. $30 laps, caution laps do not count. So it will be the first time in a live situation on the Dirt Racing Network that we'll get to see the iRacing cautions not counting system work. At the end of the feature, we'll try to get the top 3 in for interviews. Usually these guys are pretty good about that. One more pace lap. Tucker and Hauser will bring us to the green. All right, pace truck's going to make the hard left right here. 30 laps on the board. Hold it. Just waiting on the 00 to hit the throttle. He does, and the green flag flies. Good, clean start. 3 and 4 wide. Back in the middle of the field through turns 1 and 2. They're going to do the same thing in 3 and 4. Tucker's going to lead the first lap. Hauser right behind. Hewitt behind that. Smolders in 4th. Edens in the 5th spot. Little contact in the front there with the wall. I think that was Lewis Hewitt. 4 wide down into turn 1. Hewitt was up top. Simmelman was on the bottom. Edens and Smolders were in the middle. Tim Ryan right in the mix of this. Tyler Ducharme, the black and yellow car back there. Right in the front of that is your top 8, guys. They are all on the screen right here. Still Tucker, then Hauser. Hewitt in 3rd. Simmelman on the bottom. Big drive off. He passes 2 cars down the backstretch. He took Ryan. He took Hewitt. Ryan with a big slider. That's contact. We could get our first caution right here.
All right, man. Caution is out.
I saw Tim Ryan right up in front of. Go slide job right up in front of the 2 car. Lewis Hewitt. And Hewitt A little bit of contact, but that looks like that's a little bit of net code right there, and it's going to collect Randolph and Edens. It looks like everybody was able to drive away. So it was Tucker, Hauser, Semmelman, Brown, Ducharme, Ryan, Smulders, Edens, Thomas, and Rumsey at the time of the caution. Six laps completed. Working our way to 30. Looks like we got a couple of cars going to the infield. It will jumble our running order, so we will have to wait until the green flag falls. I think that's going to be the only drawback to the new system, is that it holds everybody in their last completed lap position until we get the green flag and everybody shuffles through the start-finish line. So I think you'll all have to forgive broadcasters if the lineup isn't exactly correct for about a lap once they go back to green. Most of us know our drivers, and we'll be able to look at cars, look at paint jobs, look at numbers, and know who's who. All right, we're going back to green. Tucker, Hauser, and Semmelman, the top three. A good run down the front stretch for all three of those guys. Tyler Ducharme made a good run on the bottom. He wasn't able to make the position stick against Skylar Brown. Brown running on the top side. It's still Tucker, Hauser, Semmelman, 1, 2, 3 at the line. Semmelman now working his way down on the bottom and the momentum on the top side. Skylar Brown there to challenge. Skylar Brown making the upside work. He's got third away. Working on second, right on the push bar, back of Dylan Hauser. Semmelman able to fight back off turn 2. That time, Brown put it up against the fence for a split second. Here comes Tim Ryan. Ryan now from the 5th spot, making his bid slide job around across in front of Brown. Brown able to cross over. Tucker, 0.6 of a second out in front. Hauser still second. Semmelman still running third. You see Skylar Brown on the top side. He's able to hold off Tim Ryan. He runs in 4th. Ryan is 5th. Tyler Ducharme is 6th. Justin Thomas in 7th. Rusty Kruger runs in the 8th spot. Logan Rumsey up to 9th. And Kevin Hanley inside your top 10. Here comes Zane Scott again. That 37 car hooked up tonight. That guy coming forward in every single race he's been in. A little bad luck in his heat relegated him to a deep start in one of the B mains, but he was able to race his way from 11th to 2nd. Now finds himself inside the top 10 after he started about 18th in this one. So Tucker, 0.8 of a second over Dylan Hauser. Skylar Brown now trying to reel Hauser back in. These guys working their way towards halfway. At the line, they'll be halfway next time. I saw Tim Ryan bump the fence down the backstretch, and that let Austin Semmelman close up. Crossed flags this time. Kendall Tucker the first to see it. The gap 0.7 of a second over Dylan Hauser with Skylar Brown still third. Ryan, Semmelman, Thomas, your top 6. Lewis Hewitt, Alex Smulders, both cars on the infield. Nathan Davis, 16th place. He is the last of the cars running out here. That car looks like it's damaged. He's just off the pace. It looks like that car's struggling to get around here. So I'm going to say 36 has some damage. James Edens right in front of him. Kevin Hanley, Vinny Sansone, Jacob Fields, John Batista, all cars outside the top 10. Hauser now starting to close the gap. He's got it down to 0.4. These two down the backstretch and off into turns 3 and 4. Hauser is there. Tucker has to know it. Lost a little momentum on the exit, but he's making it up on the high side in 1 and 2 almost every single lap. And he is going through the middle of turns 3 and 4, and that is not getting him any closer. Skylar Brown still running in third. Austin Selman, Tim Ryan having a little bit of a battle, and Austin Selman comes away with fourth. Move Ryan back to fifth. Justin Thomas has moved up to sixth around Tyler Ducharme in seventh. Rusty Kruger now making it a little bit of a charge. He is up to eighth. Logan Rumsey and Zane Scott still your top 10. 8 laps to go. Tucker, Hauser, Brown still the top 3. A lot of dust, track drying out. Leaders coming up on the lap car of Nathan Davis. Davis is running pretty much down on the inside, not venturing out. These guys are running on the top side here. Still Tucker right up against the fence, and Hauser high in 1 and 2, in the middle in 3 and 4. We'll have 5 to go off of turn number 4. 1 caution so far in this one, and Hauser made up ground there. He's going to get there eventually as the slide job come in. Yes, it is, but able to cross it over was Tucker. Not only did he cross it over, he extended it. Gave himself about 4 car lengths at that time. Watching the leaders. They are on the 5 to go, coming off of turn number 2. Hauser still working that middle. He made it work once. Can he get there and make it work again? Now a little higher in 1 and 2. Brings the car down off the wall. No change in the gap. They'll see 2 to go this time by. Brown still runs in third. He's very comfortable. About 2 seconds ahead of fourth. And Austin Selman, Tim Ryan still sitting in fifth. Keeping our eye on the front. That battle starting to heat back up. They're going to get the white flag this time out of turn number 4. Still Tucker and Hauser. 1, 2. Can Hauser close the gap? One final run at it. They're going to hit turns 3 and 4 for the final time, and Hauser goes way to the bottom. Tucker wins it. Hauser is second. Brown in third. Tim Ryan. Then Justin Thomas fourth and fifth. The Simmelman must have run out of fuel. So we'll see if we can get these top 3 to come in here. Oh, well, our winner will have to come in. Well, now he gets it back on its wheels. So Tucker, Hauser, and Brown. We'll keep the winner. We'll keep our winner on the screen here. Skylar Brown. We'll see if Hauser and Tucker come in, but let's grab Skylar Brown and talk to him real quick. Skylar Brown, you got a copy?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, a fantastic run. You come home in third. Looked like the track went away pretty quick in the feature there. Talk to us about those 30 laps and this podium finish.
Yeah, I started 12th, and right from the get-go, this thing was ripping. So I just kind of ripped a lip there, but it was an older setup I kind of brought out and thought maybe it'd work, and it worked pretty good. Could be a little bit better, to stay up there with Hauser and Kendall, but I was really just trying to be careful and not junk it.
Yeah, a whole lot of action in the first 3 or 4 laps there, and the guys behind you really trying to make a bid to come up and get around you, but you escape all of them, and then we saw a bunch of guys running different lines. Where were you finding the most grip?
Right at the fence. I don't think I ran anywhere else. That's where I like to run at this race. Just got to have the car set up right to be able to do it. It's a little scary, but I maybe would have been better at the bottom or middle, but I don't know. I'm just kind of stubborn and don't want to move down if I've been doing something all race, so I just stuck with that.
Well, it's good to be consistent. Sometimes consistency just pays off. Anybody you want to give a shout out to or a thank you, and we'll let you go celebrate a great run.
Yeah, you guys for broadcast on, and DS, CCS for putting these good races on every Wednesday, and the guys at Kinzer Team and Wicked Cushion.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again, and thanks for chatting with us.
Yep, thank you.
Your third place finisher, Skylar Brown. Let's see if we can get Mr. Hauser in here. And Dylan Hauser.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. A great race. You had a couple of shots near the end, man. Talk to us about that last about 10 laps there and why you were running the two different lines at each end of the track.
I was a little comfortable running the middle in 3 and 4. In 1 and 2, I was a little better running the middle. We just knocked the front end off of it on lap 2. I think it was just not really paying attention to what I needed to be doing. So my fault. The track was really racy. Kendall was able to rip the fence in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 where I was running a lane off of it, and it was really fast in 3 and 4, I think. And then 1 and 2, Kendall would pull me a little bit, but I'd catch it all back up in 3 and 4. So track was good. Kendall drove a great race, never made a mistake, and that's what it takes to win these deals. And I just had a good race.
Yeah, it looked like you were slowly making up ground, and then when you got there, the car just didn't quite stick, and then another shot didn't present itself. Anything you could have done differently there?
No, we just maybe start pole, but we had a good race.
All right, man. Well, give us a rundown of your sponsors, your thank yous, and we'll let you celebrate a great podium finish tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody at Slick Sim Sport and you guys for putting the race on.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. We look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Yep, see you.
Second place finisher, Dylan Hauser. Oh, let's grab him and get him in here. Kendall Tucker, are you there?
Sir.
All right, man. Well, a great race, man. And we just got done talking to Dylan about it. He said you ran a mistake-free race, and you pick up the victory tonight. Talk to us about this feature and how you were able to keep that car close enough but not on the fence.
Yeah, just it really helps if you can start your night off pretty fast, and able to do that by getting quick time, and that can really make your night a whole lot easier. This is probably one of my better tracks in the 410 so far. So, and once I qualified up front, won the heat, I just knew I had to get the car fast, make the right setup adjustments, and just drive a good clean race and just keep the car as straight as I could up top. I figured that would be the fastest line pretty much the whole race, but looked like Hauser was able to make that lane below the top work, and once he slid me right there, I kind of found it on the crossover, and in 1 and 2 especially, and just kept sticking with it them last couple laps. But definitely was a little hairy right there on that slider for sure, but I'm definitely glad I was able to find that turn down line, because that probably saved the race for sure.
Yeah, we watched him close the gap slowly, and then he threw it in there, and you were able to make that crossover, and from then it just didn't look like he had any chance to get back to you. Fantastic finish, man. I'm sure you got a list of sponsors you'd like to thank, and we'll let you celebrate a great victory.
Yeah, I just got to thank all my guys over at Swindell's Lab, and especially James Edens for all the setup advice and help he gives me, and I got to thank K1 Race Gear and Bell Helmets, and just, like I said, all the guys over at Speed Lab again. I just got to thank Dylan Schiebel for making this sprint car look good, and I got to thank Jeff Brown with iRacing iFlag, and thanks to Brody, and thanks to you for putting on the broadcast. This is always a pretty cool deal to come out here and see how you stack up with the rest of the guys, especially on a pretty slick track as opposed to officials. So it just switches up a little bit, and hopefully we can carry this speed over into pro this year.
All right, man. Well, good luck with that. Congratulations on the win again. We look forward to talking to you soon.
Sir, thank you.
Your winner, Kendall Tucker. We'll run through our final results here. Tucker picked up the win. Hauser was second. Brown third. Tim Ryan came home fourth. Justin Thomas and Rusty Kruger fifth and sixth. Tyler Ducharme 7th. Logan Rumsey 8th. John Batista comes home 9. Zane Scott with a great run finishes inside the top 10. Jacob Fields 11th. 12th to Vinny Sansone. 13th Kevin Hanley. Austin Selman in 14th. Nathan Davis was 15th. James Edens 16th. And Alex Smolder 17th with Lewis Hewitt in the 18th position. That is going to do it for me tonight. Great race. One caution in the whole thing. Kendall Tucker picking up the win. Guys, don't forget tomorrow night, Mike Peterson back here in the booth with you. He is going to be calling the Dirt Slingers Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series. Starts around 9 o'clock Eastern Time. For myself and Mike here at the Dirt Racing Network, until then, guys, keep it dirty. Appreciate everybody tuning in.